What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel. In this video, guys, I want to talk about gold, investing in gold and silver and other precious metals. Okay. Now, yesterday, I'm stretching out, guys, while I'm talking to you guys for my morning exercise here. So yesterday, I was talking to one of my friends in Puerto Rico. He moved from America down to the Puerto Rican island, the island of Puerto Rico, I mean, and to eliminate his capital gains tax by taking advantage of the Act 22 law down in the island of Puerto Rico. So the island of Puerto Rico, in case you're not an American or don't know about American geography, it's a territory of the United States. It's not a state, so they don't have any, they cannot vote for the president and things like that. So it's just a territory of the United States, similar to like Guam, like the island of Guam, things like that. Okay, so he and I were talking, and he was asking me if I was going to, if I've been stacking up on gold or silver or any of these precious metals. And I told him absolutely not. Like, why would I do that? Okay, why would I stack up on precious metals for when there's massive amounts of life-changing profits that can be made in the cryptocurrency market? So why would I waste time or money doing that, right? And it was really shocking to him that I did not, care about having any gold in my portfolio. And my philosophy is this, guys, and our team's philosophy is this, okay? Let me give you guys a little background, okay? We, on our team, when Obama was president, when he was about to become president in 2008, okay, we had guys on our team that bought a bunch of firearms, bought some assault weapons and ammunition, because every time a Democratic president comes into power, right, they want to ban assault weapons, they want to ban AK-47s, AR-15s, and all anything that looks that's colored black, they want to ban it in America. And so my friends, they rounded up a bunch of assault weapons and ammunition, because they knew that, after after Obama becomes president, then they can sell it and make some money on that. And you can make 20, 30, 40%, up to 50%, sometimes up to 100%, depending upon what assault weapons or ammunition that you bought, okay? So that was one way to invest, okay? So we had team members doing that. And then whenever the stock market was hot, right, when it was on sale, when the market crashed and everything in 2008, I had team members who went out there and bought some stocks. I did too, right? I traded stocks at that time. And then when the currency market in the Forex market started to get hot, right, we would switch and go over to the currency market. When the commodities market, like oil and gold and silver, got hot, then we would go and trade that, okay? Now, right now, I don't buy any gold, I don't buy any silver, with the exception that I do buy some silver coins just to commemorate my kid's birth, and that's it. Or sometimes I'll buy it as a gift for someone else to commemorate a certain event. But outside of, like, for example, like the jewelry that I wear or something like that, I don't have any bars of gold or any blocks of gold or any gold coins in my portfolio. And the reason why is because no amount of gold that you buy is going to make the amount of life-changing profits that's available in the cryptocurrency market. And I just want to remind you guys that when you're out there investing and trading, the goal is to grow your money, to grow your portfolio, to gain life-changing profits. The goal is not to be a fanboy. The goal is not to be a Bitcoin maximalist and be stuck on one coin. The goal is not to be an Ethereum maximalist. the goal should be a profit maximalist, okay? And in case English is not your first language, a maximalist is nothing but a fanboy or a die-hard, overzealous fanboy of a particular asset class or product or service or something like that, okay? So like iPhone maximalists would be guys that like iPhones and they don't like anything else, okay? Even if something else comes better, they don't care. You know, they're die-hard committed to that one product or service or asset class, okay? So I was telling my friend in Puerto Rico that, you know, give me some good reasons why I would want gold in my portfolio. And he said, you know, in case there's he never told me anything about profits, okay? All he told me was economic collapse, okay? Like, hey, you know, what happens if the economy collapses, we go into another bear market like in 2008, right? And I said, hey man, you know, since I came to America as a refugee, right, and grew up in the poor ghettos of America, right? I survived the 1987 stock market crash in America. I survived the 2000 crash, and I survived the 2008 crash. And at none of those times did I ever need gold or precious metals to survive, okay? Let me tell you guys something, okay? Maybe you may or may not know this, right? So when I came to America as a refugee, right, my family was very poor. You know, we were not very educated. We're not like the most intelligent Asians out there. We you know, suck at math and science, and we did not do very well in school. So I dropped out in the 11th grade, you know, hung around the wrong people in the ghetto, hung around the wrong friends, and I ended up with drugs and ended up doing almost 14 years in federal prison in America for drugs, okay? And one thing that prison taught me that was very valuable is about money and currency. When I went in there, people were using, the most common thing that people were using for a currency to make payments was US postage stamps, because it was a very reliable and scarce commodity, because you had to pay for it with US dollars and buy it with US dollars, and it was very consistent. Each stamp was worth like 29 cents. By the time I left prison, I think they were close to like 50 cents. So you can see how much the inflation was during those 14 years, okay? And the second most common thing that people used for currency was cigarettes. And the third was coffee. And the fourth was ramen noodles, okay? So if I wanted to buy something from you, if I wanted to pay for you to do a tattoo on my face or on my neck or something like that, I can pay you with US postage stamps. I can pay for it with cigarettes, cartons of cigarettes or packs of cigarettes. I can pay for it with, what's the other one I just said? The ramen noodles and the cigarettes, okay? And any one of those items could be used as a currency, okay? And what I found out was that whenever they restricted the supply of postage stamps, so that only each inmate can only buy two books of postage stamps, like 2 packets of postage stamps each week from the prison store or from the prison commissary. The need came up for other forms of currency, and that's how cigarettes came about, that's how ramen noodles came about, and that's how coffee, Folgers coffee came about, okay? And that taught me a very valuable lesson about money and currency, guys, that money and currency is anything that people are willing to use. Like if you and I agree that this Aquafina bottled water is a currency and you're willing to do a tattoo on my neck for this bottle of water, then this becomes the currency, okay? If I give you my gold chain and you're willing to do the tattoo on my neck, well then now the gold chain becomes a currency, okay? So this idea that gold or silver or precious metals or any of that has to be used as a currency is an absolute, complete, not 100% true, because I have been in various prisons where those anything that people is willing to accept, that is a currency. For example, like there was a bunch of gay guys, you know, that they would use their ass as a currency. So if somebody wanted to bang them in the ass, you know, and give them food or commissary or cigarettes or coffee, they'd be willing to do it, right? And so in that case, their ass was a currency in a men's prison. Okay, so they were willing to exchange their butthole for food or for water or for cigarettes or for coffee or for whatever reason, to pay off debts or get a tattoo on the side of their neck, right? So that's another form of currency. Obviously, I don't recommend that you go out there and use your butt as or your ass as a currency. Especially if you're not in prison, there's lots of ways that you can go work and get a job and get extra money and save up and buy you some cryptocurrencies with it. You don't have to sell your ass to get some cryptocurrency, okay? That would be like on the extreme end, okay? Now, what was happening was, that taught me a very valuable lesson, that somebody was willing to do service. Like, there was times when I would paint a portrait for someone in there in oil or in charcoal or in pastel, because that's how I made a living in there, was painting portraits of other prisoners' families, and that's how I got paid. And I would get paid like, up to like $1,000, $2,000 per portrait when I was in prison. So, and sometimes the guys would not have any US dollars to pay me, because if you got caught with US dollars in the federal prison, then it's illegal and you can get some more prison time for that. It's illegal to have US dollar or any type of fiat currency inside a federal prison. So because of that, they use, the other prisoners would pay me using postage stamps, which is the currency that I prefer. Just give me $1,000 worth of postage stamps, or if not, then give me $1,000 worth of cartons of cigarettes or ramen noodles or something like that. Now, ramen noodles are very popular in federal prison and state prisons in America, so it's a very common use of a currency. The downside with getting $1,000 worth of ramen noodles is that our prison cells are only 6 foot by 10 foot, so it's really, really hard to store $1,000 worth of ramen noodles. But occasionally I would have to take it, and what I would do is, instead of storing it in my prison cell, I would offload it to someone else that needed the commissary, and they would give me their postage stamps instead, okay? So sometimes guys get in trouble for fighting and stuff, and they're on what's called a commissary restriction or a store restriction, and they cannot buy any food or any ramen noodles, and all they are allowed to buy is 2 books of US postage stamps each week. So those guys that cannot buy food, extra food, what they would do is they would go buy the postage stamps, and then they would buy the food from me, the ramen noodles from me, okay? So I'm telling you guys this, right? Why am I talking about cigarettes, coffee, postage stamps, and ramen noodles as a currency in federal prison for? The reason why I'm telling you guys this is that there's this myth, there's this bullshit myth in the world of investing and trading, that people think that precious metals is the only real form of currency, okay? I want you guys to just, I can't stress this enough, guys, to live and invest and trade in a world of reality instead of a world of fantasy, okay? I pay my bills every day in America with US dollars. I pay my bills in Southeast Asia. If I'm in Vietnam, I pay for it with the Vietnamese dong. And if I'm in Thailand, I pay for it with the Thai baht, okay? And if I'm in Europe or I meet Europeans and we have to get work done, I pay for it in euros, okay? So this idea that you really need gold and silver and things like that, it's really stupid to me. And here's the reason why. Because one, if you are a diehard Bitcoin maximalist and you believe that Bitcoin Core is supposed to be a store of value and not an electronic peer-to-peer cash, well then you're being contradictory to yourself, because on one hand you're saying that Bitcoin should be a store of value or digital gold, but then you turn around and buy the old ancient gold metal that weighs a lot, takes up a lot of space, and it's not easy to secure, and you believe in that. So to me, that's like a contradictory idea. That's a contradictory investing idea, that on one hand you would believe in this store of value called Bitcoin, and then turn around and say that, well, just in case Bitcoin doesn't work, or there's an economic collapse, I'm going to get this gold bars or gold coins or gold chains, okay? I don't believe that. I don't subscribe to that. I believe that, and some people say, hey, well, Ty, you need that as a backup. No, I don't need a backup. Let me tell you what happens when there's an economic collapse or anything like that, guys. The most valuable asset that you have to survive when you're in a very, very shitty situation is this in here, your knowledge and your experience, okay? If you have knowledge of how to fix a car and get it started again when the battery dies, or when the spark plugs need to be changed, or there's out of gas, and you know how to siphon gas out of another car and put gas in that car, or you know how to be a machinist, you know how to be a welder, you know how to be a plumber, you know carpentry skills, things like that, or you know electrical skills, that is more important when you're in a what's called an SHTF situation. In America, or in English, that means SHTF stands for when the shit hits the fan, okay? That means that when you're in a very, very bad economic or political situation, everything's going to ruin, every man is for himself, the most valuable skills to have are survival skills that allow you to get electricity, water, food. If you have hunting skills, if you have fishing skills, if you have electrical skills, if you have, hell, if you know how to catch a fish and know how to gut it and know how to descale it and gut it and cook it, that is more valuable than having gold or silver. I can promise you this, when we were in the federal prison, right, and there would be a massive tornado or something come through and hit the prison where I was at, you know, the most valuable guys in the prison, when a situation like that happens, the most valuable guy on the prison is not the warden, it's not the associate warden, it's not none of the prison guards, it's not none of that. The most valuable guys in the entire prison are like 2 or 3 types of guys, okay? One is the electrician. He is the absolute most valuable guy in the damn prison when all the power goes off because we got hit by a tornado or a lightning storm, okay? The second type of guy that everybody values in the prison when the shit hits the fan, okay, is the plumber. The plumber, the guy that comes and gets you water and unclogs your toilet, okay? That is the most valuable guy, those 2 guys, okay? And the third group of guys was the guys that cook food, the guys that know how to prepare and cook food, okay? They had to do it. The electricians had to turn on the power to the prison and get the power running again for the prisoners and the guards. The plumbers had to go out there day or night. They were on call 24 hours a day, right? To go out there and fix get the water running and the toilets working for the prisoners and the prison guards and the warden and everyone. And then the third group of guys was the guys that know how to prepare food, okay, for everyone. Those are the 3, those skills like that are the ones that are the most valuable, guys, okay? Whenever we needed to board up the windows or anything like that, the carpenters would come out and help. Whenever we needed something fixed, the guys that knew how to pour concrete, those are the ones that had value. Nobody cared if you had gold or silver. And you might say, hey, Ty, that was in a prison environment. What about out here in the real world? You got to keep in mind, guys, I was at, I think it was like, I forgot, 6 or 7 different federal prisons in America, and each one had almost 2,000 prisoners, okay? It's a small city. You know, most of these prisons are on multiple hectares or in acres of land. So it's like a small town, it's like a small city, you know, and it's very, very a good model of human behavior and what's important to all these prisoners and these prison guards whenever something bad happens, okay? So I want you guys to know that and stop thinking and stop listening to all these doom and gloom and conspiracy theorists on YouTube, online, and in the news that tell you, okay? You gotta keep in mind this, okay? Guys like Peter Schiff, you know, who runs Euro Capital or Euro Pacific. It's a organization that helps people invest in gold. So if you know that he's part of an organization that invests in gold, you know that he cannot come out and tell you that he favors Bitcoin and investing in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. He can't do that because for decades he has made a living off of helping people invest in gold. Okay, and he's been screaming that gold's going to go up, everyone needs gold. Yeah, it's going to go up, but when and how long and how much? And let's say gold does go up. Let's say that gold goes up 1x, 100% of where it's at right now. Somewhere it's around $1,500. Let's say gold goes up to $3,000, double what it is right now. How much money are you going to make, right? How much money are you going to make off of that? That 100%? Why would you do that? Why would you do that when you can take a small amount and you don't even take, instead of putting $1,500 into buying an ounce of gold, right? Why don't we take that $1,500 and we buy like 2 or 3 or 4 or at most $500 worth of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, or any of those other coins, and let it go up 5, 10, 20x. Okay? The probability that Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency goes up 10 times or 20 times is so many times higher than the ability for gold or silver or any precious metal to go up 10 times or 20 times. And I can't state this enough, guys. We have so many idiots out there that don't know how to invest or know how to trade, and they're telling people because they have this emotional obsession, okay, with a particular asset class like precious metals or like real estate or anything like since I came back to Vietnam, right? Like all those townhomes behind me, behind this water fountain here, behind all those palm trees back there, those things cost like $1.5 million to $2 million for each piece of property, okay? And people are telling me all the time, they're telling me like, hey man, like you should invest into real estate, you should buy real estate, that's the best asset class there is, And I'm like, you're right, that is the best asset class to invest in because it's very common for people to buy this stuff and it go up 50%, 100%, or 200-300% in 1 or 2 or 3 years. That's very, very common in Vietnam because it's an emerging market. Any market or any country where it has a 4, 5, 6, 7% GDP growth annually, you can expect their real estate to go up that much. So in America, if you tell someone that real estate's going to go up 50 or 100% in 1 year, people think you're running a scam or something. Over here, if it doesn't go up 50 or 100% in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, people get extremely disappointed because they consider that a loss, okay? If they didn't get 50 or 100% on their money in real estate over here, okay? And so if you guys hear about crazy real estate profits like that in Vietnam, it is possible, and if you're a foreigner, they let you own the property for like 50 years, okay? So, and then if you set up a company or stuff like that, then you can own the property for a lot longer, okay? Most of the Westerners that come in here and most of the foreigners that come into Vietnam, they usually buy the condos and the luxury condos and luxury apartments, and that's how they live and make their money, okay? But anyways, even though I know that the real estate here is extremely profitable, I still don't invest into it. I still don't invest in it, even though I have a Vietnamese citizenship and I can own it for, pretty much as long as until the government wants to take it or whatever, then I can own it. But I still don't do it. I still don't do it. And even if the chairman or the leader of the city of Ho Chi Minh right here, where I'm broadcasting from, or the leader of the District 7 where I live right now, even if they have some insights or some insider information on a real estate property or anything that's going to go up and they're going to approve it for residential zoning or whatever, I'm still not going to invest into it. Even if it's the chairman of the district or the chairman of the city telling me that, or the president of the country telling me, or the prime minister telling me, I don't care. Because nothing right now in the world, nothing in our lifetime, guys, do you guys understand that? There's absolutely nothing in our lifetime that is going to perform better than cryptocurrencies. There is absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing in human history that has better ROI, better life-changing profits than cryptocurrencies. Okay? The next closest thing would be the internet stocks during the dot-com boom during the mid to late 90s. Besides that, there's nothing. And in my lifetime, I'm 48 years old now, I'm about to turn 49 in a couple more months here, right? There's absolutely nothing in my lifetime that's going to outperform cryptocurrencies, right? So this idea that these gold and silver bugs are telling you guys, and these preppers and these doom and gloom people that are telling you need precious metals, that is like the dumbest shit I have ever heard. I told my friend last night in Puerto Rico, man, stop with that stupid ass thinking and buy crypto, right? Buy crypto. And, he had a few losses, and, we're going through the market crash from 2018, and he was hurt by it and everything, and now, he hears people, he sees the price of gold going up. Man, the price of gold can go up to $5,000 an ounce, and I still would not buy it. because the probability of something like a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency like Ethereum has significantly better chances and significantly better potential and significantly better odds of going up 10, 20, 30 times, guys. Stop focusing on these stupid precious metals, guys. Now, is there a time to get into precious metals? Yeah. If you come into like the countryside of Vietnam, right? 2/3 of the country of Vietnam still lives in a rural area. Vietnam is not like America where they have a urban area, a suburban area, and then a rural area. Most of Vietnam is either rural or suburban. And according to the 2018 census that I saw, they say that 2/3 of the population, 2/3 of the 96 million people that live in Vietnam are in rural areas. There are some deep rural areas like the village that I come from where people don't understand Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. They don't understand computers. They don't understand internet technology. And because of that, they only price everything in gold. Even though the Vietnamese government says that you cannot transact in gold or US dollars or any type of fiat currency or crypto, the only thing you can transact in is the Vietnamese dong, because that's the national currency of Vietnam. You go down to all the 2/3 of the rural area and the agricultural and fishing areas of Vietnam, they still price property in gold. And they're like, screw you, we don't give a shit what you say that, we can't transact in gold. They still buy and sell properties, land and everything, and they still price it in bars of gold. So if you are in that area of Vietnam or Cambodia or Thailand or Laos, where the rural people have not been exposed to credit cards and banking and things like that, then you need bars of gold, because that's the only thing that they know and that's the only thing that they trust. But most of you guys that are listening to this, according to my YouTube and my Twitter statistics, right, it shows that the majority of you guys that are following me make a good six-figure income, and you guys come from Western countries. Like the majority, and when I say majority, I think like over 90% of my audience makes over $75,000 a year in income. And then most of my audience members, most of my viewers are between like 18 and like 44, 45 years old. And most of you guys out there make over 75,000 US dollars a year. And I think like an overwhelming, like half of you guys make over like 120, 140,000 a year. I forget all the numbers, but I was shocked to find out that most of my followers, right, make good six-figure incomes, right? So that means that most of them are professionals, and most of you guys are professionals, doctors, engineers, architects, and people who have the extra financial resources to invest in something like cryptocurrencies, okay? And so if you listen to this, you're not in a rural environment where you don't have credit cards and banking, okay? You are in an environment where you use digital money quite often. So if you know that and you see that cryptocurrencies is the new generation of currencies that the world will be using, well then all your money should be in that, okay? As soon as I sell my house, right, I'm selling my house for like $370,000, okay, in Dallas. And once I sell that, I'm gonna pour all that money into cryptocurrencies. I'm not gonna put that money into a savings account. I'm not gonna put that into bonds or treasuries. I'm gonna put that into something like a Tezos or a Cosmos or an Icon or something like that, so that I can stake it and make some money. Oh, or like a Decred. The only downside that I have a hard time, getting like 10, 20, 50, $100,000 worth of Decred. So that's why you guys don't see me talk about it too often, okay? Because it's not so easy to get those tokens to stake, okay? But like Tezos, Cosmos, Icon, and many of the other coins that are stakeable, like the energy token and stuff like that, those are a lot easier for me to stake. So I'm gonna take my money, right, out of that $370,000, once I finish paying off the banks and I have some extra left over, right, I'm gonna put it all into coins that I can stake, so that I can get monthly income out of it, right? And then also I can get a price increase in it whenever the market goes back up into a bull market, right? Like right now, like pretty much all my living expenses right now each month are being paid from my staking income. And I'll make that a separate video. I'll do a case study on that and share with you guys how I'm generating. If you guys are interested in that, just leave the comments below, and I'll make a video about staking and how I'm generating an income each month, and I don't need to dig into my portfolio and sell any of my coins each month to pay for my living expenses, because I just get it from my staking. Okay, so I just want to make this video, guys. Please, please, please stop with the nonsense of precious metals. I don't know how to stress this enough, guys. And if you have like an IRA, a 401k, or anything like that, right now in a bear market like this, if I was in the US and I had a retirement account like that, I would take the penalty. I would take the penalty and take that money and take a chunk of it. Let's say that I had like $100,000 in a retirement account, like in a 401k or in an IRA or something like that. I would take the early withdrawal penalty on it and go and buy some crypto with it. And I wouldn't take all of it. Like, let's say if I have 100,000, I would take like 10 or 20% of it out. I would take like $20,000 out and pay the early withdrawal penalties on it, because the early withdrawal penalties are nothing compared to what I'm going to make when I put it in crypto. Now, here's the thing though, if I'm not 59 years old yet or close to it, right? If I'm like more than like 3 or 5 years away from retiring, from being able to use my retirement money, then what I would do, like let's say if I'm 30 years old, right? I would take that retirement money and I would put it into, like, let's say a Bitcoin IRA, right? You can look at Bitcoin IRA, or you can look at like Kingdom Trust. Kingdom Trust, or I would use like Coinbase custody service, or Gemini's custody service, or any one of those big institutions, and put my money into something like a Roth IRA. And in case you're outside of America, a Roth IRA is a type of individual retirement account that was put out by a congressman named something Roth. And what it does is it allows me to pay the taxes on that $20,000. I pay the early withdrawal taxes on that penalty on that $20,000 I took out, and then I pay to the government the taxes for that $20,000, that whatever's left over, the income on that, the income tax on that, and then whatever's left over, I put it into like a Bitcoin IRA or some type of cryptocurrency IRA like that. I think over at Kingdom Trust, there's like 8 cryptocurrencies that you can put it in, like all the big ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, Bitcoin Cash, and all that good stuff, right? So I would put it in there and just let it grow tax-free, so that by the time I pull it out when I'm 59 years old, 59 and a half years old, I would get it all tax-free. And if it goes up like 50 or 100x, and while it's in my retirement account, my tax, no tax retirement account, then that's even better. So if you guys are in Europe or Australia or Canada, and you guys are listening to this, figure out what you can put it in that way you don't have to pay taxes on it, because it's better to pay the taxes on it now on a small amount of money and let it grow 100 times, 50 or 100 times in your retirement account, and then not have to pay taxes on it when it's time for you to take it out. So that's another strategy. But I would never, ever, ever put it into gold or silver. Okay? Now, I would say like about 5 years from now, when the cryptocurrency market has settled and it's more stable, then at that point what I would do is that I would consider trading gold or silver. But I would do it through the commodities market, and I would do it through the exchanges, and I would trade the paper or gold silver, right? The paper gold or the paper silver. That's what I would trade. But as far as like keeping blocks of gold or coins of gold or coins of silver in my house in case, you know, there's an economic collapse, I can use it to transact, that's the silliest thing ever, guys, right? Especially if you are like a blue-collar worker where you know plumbing, you know electrical work, you know machining, you know welding, you know how to fix a car, right? Most of the people nowadays, most of the kids that grow up, they don't know how to jumpstart a car. They don't know how to change the oil in a car. They don't even know how to check the oil in their car. They don't even know how to check the water in their radiator, okay? So if you have any of those like basic, blue-collar skills like that, I would definitely not be worried about gold or silver, right? And then some people say, hey, well, Ty, what about diversification? Should I diversify into gold or silver? The answer is absolutely not. Why would you? Guys, I am a profit maximalist. Okay, I am a life-changing profit maximalist. If there's an opportunity to make life-changing profits in there, I'll go in there. You tell me about it, I'll look at it, I'll research it, I'll do my due diligence, and if the opportunity is there, I will jump into it. But I am not somebody that's going to put money in there just because somebody tells me that I need to diversify, or somebody tells me that I need to do, I need to hedge or whatever. I don't believe in none of that shit. And usually when the guys that tell me about gold and silver, I would never trade my life. I would never trade my current financial life for their financial life. Like Peter Schiff, I would never trade my portfolio for his gold or precious metal portfolio or his stock portfolio. Hell no. Because I know what my portfolio can do, because I've already seen what it did, you know, and what my trading and my investing did in 2017, and I learned from that. There's little things I could do better, and I've made the adjustments. I've built the software to help us get ready to take profits in the next one even better. So when the next bull market comes around, I would, even right now in a bear market, I would not trade my crypto portfolio. There's nobody on my team that would even consider trading their crypto portfolio for Peter Schiff or any gold bug out there. Okay, none whatsoever. Okay, he can give me 10 times his gold portfolio, and I still would not give a shit about it, because I know what my crypto portfolio can do in the next bull market. So think about that whenever somebody tells you guys, you know, I always say this, guys, whenever guys tell me about how to trade, how to invest, how to use my money, how to make a decision, a financial decision, the question I always ask myself is, hey, would I trade my current financial life for that person's financial life? And most of the time, the answer is no. If somebody like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Donald Trump, you know, maybe those guys, I would trade my financial life for theirs. But, you know, the rest of the guys out there that tell me about trading or investing, I don't even pay attention to it, guys. All right? So I hope this video helps to clear up some misconceptions, just some bad ideas, guys, that you have about, you know, precious metals. Okay? I like wearing precious metals, but I don't like putting my money into it. Okay? I hope this video helps you guys out. And if you guys want more reality-based, real-world trading and investing, right, and learn how our team became, you know, millionaires through the cryptocurrency market and how we retired early, right, I highly recommend that you get a copy of the Cryptocurrency Investing Blueprint. It is the absolute best training program that I know of on the planet for people who are serious about managing a 7, 8, or 9-figure portfolio in the cryptocurrency space. All right? Go get you a copy of it today at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Everyone that has gotten it so far has wished that they had gotten it earlier. They all come back and tell me the same thing, right? So go get your copy today. Stop jacking around. Stop being unprepared. Get prepared. Get the knowledge that you need. Get the training that you need. If you lost money in 2017 or any time during the crypto market, and you don't want that to happen again, and you know that if you knew how to take profits better, or you knew how to manage your portfolio better, that, you know, even if you could do 5 or 10% better, it'd make a huge difference, then go get you a copy of the Cryptocurrency Investing Blueprint today. Follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. If you have any friends, family members, co-workers that are serious about cryptocurrencies, make sure that you share our channel and our videos with them. And if you have a gold or silver bug that is just obsessed with precious metals, right, and you're not able to convince them or explain to them the realities of investing in precious metals versus a booming market such as the cryptocurrency market, go ahead and send them this video, share it with them, share it on your Facebook, and share it whatever you need to. Let's stop this cancer about precious metals being the go-to investment vehicle, okay? It's not. That shit has been played out, okay? The booming asset class to be in right now is cryptocurrencies. It's the absolute best investment vehicle on the damn planet, and in my lifetime and in your lifetime. Take advantage of it. Don't miss it. Don't get caught up with these stupid precious metal bugs, right? And then get lost in the investing world and look back 5, 10 years later and ask yourself, man, how the hell did I get stuck in an asset class that only grew 1 or 200%? Meanwhile, crypto has gone up 100 times, okay? Don't be that guy, okay? Please, please, please don't be that guy. If you're following us, and you're following our channel, you're watching our videos, please do not be that guy, all right? Thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure you guys get some exercise in at least 3-4 times a week, and I'll see you guys in the next video, all right? Stay strong, guys.